Hi, this is a little intro to the intro to the video I'm about to post. I just kind of wanted to explain some stuff time-wise. So what you're about to watch is, it was actually recorded a month ago. So for reasons you'll understand if you watch the whole video, I recorded and then I was out of town and I didn't, there's just a lot going in my head, you know, I didn't have the chance to upload before my trip, and here we are. It's already October 10th, and oh sorry, it's not the 10th, it's the 9th, and it's been a month since I recorded this. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. Just like, I guess keep in mind that it's maybe a little outdated now if I mention, you know, like sales or links or whatever, but hopefully you still enjoy it. And what I'm wearing is a little preview for the next episode, which I hope to upload by the end of October. So I hope you enjoy, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone in Canada. It is the Thanksgiving long weekend here, so I think most people have Monday off work. Or I guess it's a holiday regardless. So tonight I'm actually headed for dinner with my family, and I hope everyone out there who is celebrating as well, I hope you have a great weekend, and you you know, you enjoy friends and family if they're around, and anyone there who's maybe feeling a little bit lonely right now. I think these holidays can be a tough, so just know that I'm sending my love out, and yeah, I hope this episode brings you some comfort, and you will be hearing from me soon. It's been a long while since I posted, so hopefully I'm hoping to get this, you know, going with some sort of more regular videos soon. So anyways, enjoy, and you'll see me again soon. Bye. Hi, this is Slow Cozy. I'm Whitney, and I'm coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. This is a podcast mostly about knitting. I also have some sewing and some cross stitch to share with you today. So come on in, sit down, grab a coffee, grab a drink, whatever you want, whatever you feel like, maybe some knitting, and I hope you enjoy this one. Okay. Episode 6. What do I have today? Oh, I made an Italian soda. I don't know if that's really what this is, but there was a coffee shop called Second Cup growing up, and whenever we had, like, whenever my parents let us get a treat or they wanted a coffee, they would get us what Second Cup called Italian soda. So it's basically just like flavored syrup and soda water. So this is black cherry. It's delicious. Okay, so today I have lots of stuff. I have some sewing, some knitting, I have some spinning, I have some cross stitch. So checks pretty much all the boxes there. Sorry if I'm looking at myself. It's been so long since I've done this. it feels weird now. Anyways, so also I have some personal stuff going on. This is partly why I have been not very present here. And I also just first off want to apologize to anyone who's commented over the past month. I haven't answered anything yet, but hopefully by the time I post this video, I will have actually looked through all your comments and read them, because I really do appreciate anyone who leaves a comment here. It's amazing. So the fact that I haven't taken the time to read them and respond, I feel horrible. So I'm so sorry about that. But anyways, hopefully you understand. I'm gonna open up about some stuff today, but I'm gonna leave that till the end, because I know that's probably not everyone's jam, but I think I feel comfortable enough here kind of letting you guys know what's going on. And I think I'm also going to be more comfortable posting here more often if like what's going on is a little bit out there. So anyways, I hope that works for you guys, and buckle in, because it's gonna be a hell of an episode. So I guess I'll start with finished objects. Let's start with knitting. So last time I was working on the Menahan tank set from Making Magazine. As always, I'll put the info below and in the description. So I'm really excited. I finished the set. I'm not sure if the tank top was finished when I uploaded the other podcast, but this is the tank, and this hasn't been blocked. I mean, this is 100% cotton yarn, so it's the first project I've knit with cotton yarn, and it's Purl Soho. I think it's called Pure Cotton. I loved it because I was afraid it was going to be too hard on my hands, because cotton's not as forgiving as wool, but this is really soft and I love the color. So it's kind of hard to tell the shape of these because they're like kind of, it's like a loose tank top, but as long as it's not too revealing, I will add in some video of me wearing this. I haven't even tried it on, so hopefully it fits, but if there is video in here, you know it does. But I just want to show you guys some details, like where the straps meet at the back. It's just so pretty and cute, and I can't wait. I mean, of course I finish this when it's getting cold out again. I mean, what else is new? But this will be a cute little tank, and these are the shorts. Look how cute they are. I love them. I think these are gonna be super comfy, and yeah, hopefully they fit okay. And honestly, if they don't, it's a sleep set, who cares? But we'll see if I feel comfortable sharing this, wearing this for you guys. So actually, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab the magazine. Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. I'll put the info below. Yes. Okay. Just thinking here. I am gonna grab my iPad so I can give you guys more info. I'll be right back. Oh, and you'll probably notice I'm in a new spot today. I have been painting the living room of this house for like a year. It's taken me so long, and I finally finished. So it's white in here, and it was this like gross gray brown color before. It was really not nice. It was dark. Like it took 3 coats of white to get over it, and it looks so much nicer in here now, and bright and fresh, and I just love it. So little side note, this is in the living room. Okay. Da, 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 da. Okay, so this is the Menahan tank and shorts, and it's in Making Magazine. I'm not sure which. Number 12, Dusk. And the pattern is by Julie Robinson. And I used the called for yarn, which is Purl Soho Cotton Pure. And the colorway is Wild Lavender. So I love this. It's like a heathered purple. If you actually look at the cotton, it's got some heather to it. Let's see if I can show you guys. I don't know if you can see that there, but it's really pretty. And the needles I used were 3.25 for the ribbing and 3.75 for the rest of it. And then there's also an interesting, you basically knit an I-cord all the way around the arm openings and the neck opening, and it gives this really nice like finished look to it. So it looks a little wrinkly now, but hopefully I get a better shot of it later. Okay, next we'll talk about what's on my head. I finished knitting this last week. This is the Musselburgh hat by Ysolda Teague. This has been really popular lately, and I just love the simplicity of this hat. I mean, look at how cute it is. And I love how it's slouchy, like it's slouchy the way I'm wearing it, but you can also like put a little rib on it. It's double-sided in that it's like a big tube. I'll show you guys in just a sec here. But it's folded in on itself, I guess is the best way to put it. So it's going to be super cozy. So this is Laine and Quill, which again, another really popular yarn by Purl Soho. And I think I used 3.25 millimeter needles for this guy. And I made the medium, so the adult medium, which fits perfectly. I love it. So, oh, and this is the colorway Poppy. I love it. I'm obsessed with this like orange-red color. And actually the reason why I knit this is I wanted a hat for my trip. So I'm going on vacation. I leave, let's see, what's today? Today is September 10th. And I leave on the 14th. So I leave on Wednesday. It's very soon. I won't tell you a lot about it because I'm planning on doing some filming while I'm away, but the basics of it is that I am taking myself on a road trip out to Tofino, which is, for anyone who doesn't live in Canada or Western Canada, it's, Tofino is a little beach town on an island off the west coast of British Columbia called Vancouver Island. And so you have to drive out to Vancouver area and then take a ferry over to the island, and then it's on the west side of the island. So it's pretty remote. It's so beautiful out there. I haven't been out there in years and years and years. And I actually never made it to Tofino last time I went. Our car broke down. This was, I mean, this is years ago. I think I was 20. But our car broke down on a logging road that we had to take to our campsite. So we never actually made it to Tofino. So this time I plan on actually making it, and I'm doing a big loop, but I'll explain all that when I come back and I have some footage and I can show you guys what I did. So anyways, that's why I knit this hat, and I'm obsessed with it. I mean, I am not a fan of summer, and it's finally cooling down here. It wasn't as hot as last year's summer, but it was long. Like, it was above 30 degrees every day for like at least a few weeks. And some people love that. It's just not, it's not my jam. I am really, really excited for like the cooler weather. So, yeah, speaking of the Musselburgh hat, I also finished a little mini one. This one is for my friend's son. He just celebrated his first birthday on the 31st of July. So I thought I'd make him a little hat for the fall. He's the coolest kid ever. His name's Maverick, and he is so cute So I can't wait to give this to him and see what it looks like on him. I also made a little cardigan for my niece, who is 3 months old now. So I've already given it to her, so I can't show it to you, but actually, before I get to that, I'll talk about this. So this, I already explained the pattern, but this is using the Roxy Basics fingering yarn, sock yarn, I guess, because it has nylon in it. And I believe the color is called Pacific Point, and I used 3mm needles for this. But I'll show you this hat. Ooh. Yeah, so it's like just a big long tube. And this is the best pattern for mindless knitting, because you just, once you finish the increases at the top, you just knit. You knit, 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 keep doing stockinette stitch forever till it's long enough. And then you decrease the same way that you increase the beginning and you bind off. Or you don't even have to bind off because it's like 8 stitches at the end that you just kind of pull through. So it's such a great pattern. I'm gonna make many more of these, I'm sure. Yeah, so Musselburgh hat. Super happy. Oh man, oh man, oh man. I have a ton of stuff. Okay, last time I posted, I had started, actually I don't think I had even started the Sommernacht shawl, and I am probably butchering that name. Again, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's in the Laine magazine from this summer. Sorry, I'm just gonna take a sip. Okay. I know I showed you at least the yarn. Again, it's Purl Soho, because clearly I'm obsessed. But it's their Quartz yarn, which is, look at this. So yeah, I'll talk about the yarn first. It's Quartz by Purl Soho. And let me just double check here. So the color is Celadon green, and the fiber content is 65% merino and 35% alpaca. So this is so, so soft, and I don't know if you can tell, but there's a slight halo because of the alpaca. Let's see if you can see this. It's just so beautiful, and this lace pattern, I'm obsessed with it. And the lace pattern was very easy to follow, and then it's just garter stitch. So I did modify a little bit. I actually added this last part of lace. I had some yarn left, so I figured I'd just make it bigger because I love a giant shawl. So there we go. So the designer of this is Evgeniya Dupliy. Again, I'm so sorry if that's not how you pronounce it, but I'll write it below too, so anyone who wants to find it can. I will definitely use this again for shawls. I know some people don't love alpaca, like they find it kind of irritating, and I find it a little irritating when I'm sweaty. So like alpaca in a sweater, I'm a little iffy on, because I do have a sweater that I knit with alpaca in it that I find just like really, just as soon as I'm too hot and I'm sweating a little bit, it's so uncomfortable. But for a shawl, it's just so nice and soft and adds like some drape, and I clearly love it. So I didn't write down what needle I used for this, but I think I just used the recommended needle. So there we go. All right, actually, you know what? Usually I start with what I'm wearing. But I guess I'll do that after my other finished, actually I have 3 more items, and then I'll talk about what I'm wearing. So I have another shawl. This was almost finished last time I posted it, but I've since added the I-cord edging and blocked it. So this is the Vertex Unite by Stephen West. Anyone who knits knows exactly what this pattern is. I love this shawl. I haven't worn it yet because it's been too hot, but holy moly, it's so beautiful. So I went through all the yarn in last episode, so I won't do that again, but if you want to know about the yarn, just check out episode 5 and all the information's in there. So I'll start here, and then it goes here, all the way here. And it's beautiful, and I love it so much. So this is gonna get a lot of wear this fall and winter, I'm sure. My camera's trying to tell me something. Maybe it's gonna cut me off. Anyways, I actually like it with this hat. I think it looks kind of cute. So, Vertex Unite, Stephen West. A classic for a reason. So, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna turn this around because I keep getting so distracted. There we go. Okay, next is some sewing. So for reasons I'll talk about later, I actually had to move all of my sewing stuff out of my studio, and that was difficult because I put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in redoing that room, and now it's being used as an office. But I had to move all my sewing stuff out to the less nice part of the basement, but I finally got it set up, which is great because I had gone a couple months without sewing anything because I didn't have anything set up. So because I'm going on this trip, I really wanted to make a couple like activewear things I could wear like just hiking or driving or whatever. So I made some leggings. These are the Avery leggings by Helens Closet. And I'm gonna have to turn this around so that we can see. So you can see them here. And again, I'll put in some footage of me wearing these. I love this fabric. This fabric is the Flex. It's called the Flex from the Fabric Snob, and they're a company out in Winnipeg, based out in Winnipeg. But they ship all over Canada. I think they ship to the US too. They must. But this stuff is amazing, and it comes in a gajillion colors, and they're actually doing a pre-order right now. So for these types of materials, like obviously black is rarely available because it's the most popular one. So if you want some of those basic colors, it's a really good time to pre-order. So you prepay, and then they order it all and ship it out to you. So you can have whatever you want. You're not limited to what's in stock. So I'll include the link in the description for anyone who's interested in doing this. So I use my serger. I'll show you the inside seams actually. So I serged the inside seams, and then over top I did that like little, I don't know if you can see this, lightning bolt stitch so that there's like tons of stretch. So, and you can see like it's kind of see-through, but like when you're wearing it, you can't see through it. So I love this material. I think this color is called River Rush or something. And I made, as far as the pattern goes, Helens Closet, I mean, she has amazing patterns. Anyone who's sewed one of her patterns can probably attest to that. Sorry. I modified, so I made the View A length, so it's a shorter length. It comes right to my ankle. And then I did the View B rise. So this kind of band part that goes around your tummy is a lot higher. So these are pretty high-waisted, but for the rise here to the crotch, I took out an inch, because with the normal high rise, it was like coming all the way to like my underbust, which is like a little intense. So these worked out. And again, I'll add some footage of me wearing this. And then the other garment I made is Sports bra. So this is the Mighty sports bra from Evie Love, I think. She has patterns on Etsy, and here we go. So I use the same River flex fabric, and then this is just fold over elastic, and this is power mesh on the back. And what I really like about this is there's actually a bra clasp on the back. I don't know about you guys, but I hate wearing sports bras because especially when you're sweaty after working out, taking them off is like the worst. You have to like dislocate your shoulders to get your sports bra. So with this, because it has this like scoop in the back, you can unhook it and then you have all this extra room to take off your sports bra. So, and I think it looks really cute. So again, I'll show some footage and hopefully you don't mind me. I mean, it's not very revealing. It'll be fine. Okay, so we're finally ready to talk about what I'm wearing. So this is my top that I'm wearing is, it's called the geodesic sweater. And I don't know if you can see here, but let's see if I can show you. So you can see it's made up of triangles. So this is a really good scrap buster if you have some like sweatshirt fleece or whatever that you want to use up. I just use all one color because I really like the monochrome, but with the seams. And the pattern's by Blueprints for Sewing. Again, I'll add that information in the description. But it's a really cool pattern. It was, I'm pretty sure the woman, or the person who makes the patterns under that name, I'm pretty sure they're an architect, or they were an architect. I might be wrong. I'll have to look into that. But this was inspired by the geodesic dome structure that was made famous by Buckminster Fuller. So there's a little nerdy architecture fact for you. I don't know if I've talked about this, but I'm actually, so I went to grad school for architecture, and I was working on my, like my full accreditation to be an architect. And I had to quit shortly before COVID, which I will get into later, but yeah, we'll save that for later. Anyways, I digress. I love this sweater. I made it a couple years ago. It was one of the first things I made when I was getting into garment sewing, and it's wonderful. So I'll add that stuff in. Okay, works in progress. So a little bit of an update for you. I haven't talked about this since I think my second episode, but I still have the inclination shawl on my needles. It's been on hold for a really long time. This is by Andrea, a pattern by Andrea Mowry. And I was knitting it, for anyone who hasn't watched or doesn't remember. If you want to go back to those episodes, you can, but I'll just give like the basic rundown. I am knitting it with 4 skeins of hand spun. And I got to the 4th skein and I hated the color combination. So I ripped it out and I got another braid. So I showed you guys the braid last time. And I've spun the 2 bobbins. So I just wanted to show you guys these quickly. I love these colors. I think they're gonna look great. I'll show you the shawl too so you can see kind of what it'll look like, just to give a little refresher because it's been months. But this is the color of the shawls. So I think these will go really well. Like it'll add some more blue in there and some more pink. And this is just gonna be like a super, super colorful, fun shawl. So what I need to do next is rewind these to balance out the twist, and then ply them together, and then wash it, and then wind it, and then I can finally finish that shawl. So hopefully I'll have it done, I mean, in October, because I don't think I'm going to bring this on the trip with me, but yeah, in October, hopefully this will be done. So there's that. Okay, so next, I have one more whip. I almost forgot to show you guys the cross stitch. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay. So I have been working on the raccoon by Cottage Garden Samplings, and just to kind of remind you guys, this is what it's gonna look like. And I think I'm done stitching this for now, like at least until next spring, but I did make some significant progress, so I'll show you guys what it looks like. And of course it's all wrinkly, but there we go. See the little raccoon? He looks so cute. So I think I'm going to just actually start a new cross stitch for spooky season. There is a modern folk embroidery. Actually, I'll talk about this first. So Cottage Garden Samplings, I'll add in all the info. Done for now. She's come out with a few more, like this is spring, so I'm way behind. But I think 2 of the 3 autumn ones are out. One's a bat and one's a woodpecker. They're so cute. I don't have the patterns yet, but I will be getting them for sure. So there's one more autumn one left, and then one for December. And then A Year in the Woods is all released. So I'm super behind, but I will eventually stitch them all because I love them. And now we're gonna go to, I don't actually really have any works in progress, which is weird. I'm planning a few things though. So I guess it's dream knitting and dream cross stitching. So let's start with the thing I casted on last night, and then ripped out, and then cast it on again, and then ripped out, and now I'm finally happy with it. So this, I mean, it's nothing. Like I literally have 3 rows. But I'm knitting another half and half triangles wrap using linen quill this time. I knit one last, I think it was in 2021. I knit the half and half triangles wrap using Holsgarn as part of the Caddy Jacks knit along. And I was one of the winners, which was really cool. I won a gift certificate to Purl Soho, and so started my intense love and obsession with them. But I'm sure you've heard so many people talk about this yarn. I was watching Stress Knits. Hi again, I got cut off. Just rambling on for too long, I guess. Okay. What was I talking about? Right, half and half triangles wrap. So yeah, I was one of the lucky winners of the Caddy Jacks Knits knit along in 2021, which is, I mean, I'm such a fangirl of those two. I love them so much. I can't. Anyways, I was also watching Stacey Elstone, her podcast Stress Knits. If you don't watch it, you need to. She's so funny. Like I want to be her friend, but she loves linen quill, and her last episode she was talking about, I think it's her 5th or 6th half and half triangles wrap that she now has on the needles, and I totally, like, I get it. It's such a comforting knit. I feel like I want to knit a million of them, and they just released new linen quill colors, so they're actually on sale I think until Sunday. And they've released also a variation of the half and half triangles wrap that has, I think it's 5 colors. I'll include the link, but it took an immense amount of self-control not to buy like a few of them. I'm not gonna say I won't, because I still might decide to do that this weekend, but yeah, linen quill is amazing. It's 50% wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. So that's what gives it kind of this, I'll just show you from, this is what's left over from my Musselburgh hat. So it has this like modeled look to it, like the little like white flecks in there. It's It's an amazing yarn, and they come, again, it comes in so many colors, and they just added 5 new ones. And Stacy was talking about how she loves all of them, and she ordered all of them, and I'm like, maybe I need to do that too. But I really want to, I love the new striped half and half triangles wrap. It's amazing. There's one in particular that's like greens and like pinks that I love. So I might cave and get one of those. But in the meantime, I'll be doing just the classic one with this color. Actually, you know what? I need to pause because I forgot the other colors. I'll be right back. One sec. Okay, hi. I'm back. I actually went downstairs to go grab the yarn for what I'm making the half and half triangle wrap for. And I found some other stuff I forgot I was going to talk about. So, yay. Anyways, these are the 2 colors that I'm using. So, let's see if they can focus here. Come on. Yeah, there we go. So, super simple. Keeping it neutral. The other one I have is like a, I think the colors I used were like, I think it was called truffle, so it's like a brown with kind of purple in it, and then a very, like an off-white, I think it's called nougat. Anyways, so it's more like a brown neutral, and this is more of a gray neutral. So I'll eventually show you the other one, but these are the colors. I'm super excited. I started with the lighter one, as you can probably already tell. And then the reason why I ripped it out so many times is I'm playing around with the edge of the triangle. So I did a long tail cast on using, like, I'm knitting with 3.25, but I cast on really tightly, so I used a long tail cast on 3.75 millimeter needles, and then just knit with a 3.25 for the first row. And for the edge, I'm doing a little bit of a borrowing from another pattern, and I'm not going to say what it is because, like, I'll tell you the pattern. So if you have the pattern, you can look it up. But I'm not sure if this is like a technique that's really well known or if it's kind of proprietary to the pattern, so I don't want to give it away. But the edge, I'm doing the same edge as what's used in the Girlfriends cardigan. And I'll add the link below if you're interested in the pattern. It's a great pattern. It's like a garter stitch cardigan, but it has a really lovely, it's an open cardigan, there's no buttons or zipper or whatever, but it has a really lovely edge detail. So I'm going to use that same edge detail for my half and half wrap instead of just having the garter row edge. We'll see how it looks. But it took me 3 tries to figure out that's what I wanted to do because I was being stupid, but anyways. You know, just casually cast on 260 stitches 4 times, no big deal. So that is, I guess, my work in progress, the only one, but I literally started last night, so it's very new. The second dream knitting I haven't started, but I've done the gauge swatch. Here is my gauge swatch. Look at this color. I think the color is called turmeric. So this is garter stitch gauge swatch for the Wool and Honey sweater by Andrea Mowry. So ever since I started knitting garments, I've wanted to knit this sweater. It's so gorgeous, and I'm sure anyone who knits here knows exactly what it is, but again, I will add the link, all that stuff. And I'm really excited about this. I bought the yarn eons ago on a sale, a Knit Picks sale. So this is Knit Picks palette yarn. And I really like Knit Picks. It's so affordable. I think I got these on sale. They may have been 40% off. So I got the entire sweater yardage for like $40, which is amazing. Of course you can knit it in it's not loft. Is it loft? The fingering weight Brooklyn tweed, which would be beautiful, but it's out of a lot of our budgets, and I think it's important to have that in mind because, yeah, I love Purl Soho, but It's not cheap yarn, and I have to pay for shipping every time. I mean, shipping's not bad, but it does add up. And when you're converting from US to Canadian prices, it makes quite a big difference. So something that seems reasonable can sometimes kind of be a little bit of sticker shock when you actually get the bill. But this yarn is cheap, but it's lovely. It's just a 2-ply wool. And if you don't love woolly wool, you might like this, but I don't find it scratchy at all. There's the label. Let's see if we can not have it blow out there. There we go. So, Knit Picks palette in the color turmeric. Yeah, turmeric. So, I love this. I mean, autumn vibes, right? Can't wait. And this like golden ochre yellow I think is just going to be perfect for the theme of the sweater. So this I will be knitting on my trip along with the 50/50 triangle wrap. And the next thing I'm going to talk about, which is the cross stitch I want to begin. So of course, anyone who cross stitches know it's way easier to begin a project than it is to finish one. So I haven't finished one, but I'm going to start another one. Oh well. Let me just pull up the information here. So, and again, I will add in all the information, but it's modern folk embroidery, and this is what it's called, All Are Equal in Death, and it's like a spooky cross stitch. Look at how cute that is. Look at it. So I want to start stitching this because I thought I have a piece of lovely linen that I bought for another project, but it just wasn't going to work. So this is Newcastle. Picture This Plus. I think it's called Shadow, and it's 40 count. Like, isn't that perfect? That's so perfect. So I have to decide what I want to use for the thread, but I just think this would be a very cute. Hopefully it's big enough. I have to figure that out too, but that's what I'm going to use. I'll bring that traveling with me too. It'll be good to do during the daytime when it's light out and I can actually see what I'm doing. And then what I realized when I was downstairs is I didn't think I bought any yarn, but I did. Because very sadly, one of my local yarn stores, The Loop in Kensington, has shut down. And I mean, the reason isn't sad, she's retiring, so they had a huge sale and I couldn't help myself. So, and I just finished saying how I'm not going to do a sweater in alpaca, yet I bought a sweater's quantity of this, so real smart move, Whitney, but don't look at this color. So this is West Yorkshire Spinners Illustrious, and it's 70% Falkland wool and 30% British alpaca. The normal price of this is $25 a skein, which is, that's not cheap. It's a DK weight yarn, and it was on sale for $10 a skein. So yeah, I bought 5 of these. And then they had one of these, like it's a little bit darker color. So I thought I could do something with like a little mini stripe in it or something with this. And then also this West Yorkshire Spinners color Lab DK, just in a neutral color. So I got 2 of these. And I got all of that yarn. Like West Yorkshire Spinners is really good yarn. I think it all came to like $70, $60, which is amazing. So that's all acquisitions and everything. Now to the personal stuff. So okay, let's take a sip of water before I get into this. So for anyone who's sticking around to listen to this, thank you. I appreciate it, and honestly, even if no one listens to this, that's okay, because I think it's good to talk about what's going on, because I think that it can be easy to kind of gloss over things, especially on social media and things like that. And then it's difficult to have, honest conversations about, you know, like this is a hobby. I don't make money off of this. It's just something I do, but I've been feeling very guilty lately about not updating. And it's because I've been going through like a huge transition in life, which I mentioned last time, but I just didn't talk about the details. And after thinking about this for a while, I think, yeah, I think I'm comfortable talking about it. So the first huge kind of thing is my partner and I broke up, but we're still living together. So interesting times. That's why my studio was taken over as his home office, because I took over the home office. It's my bedroom and we're roommates now. So anyways, details aside, it's been rough. Like, it's been a difficult transition. We were together for 3.5 years, so and we lived together obviously, so there's a lot there. I think it was the right decision to make, but I mean, we obviously are still getting along. Everything's amicable, but I mean, you know, it's a big transition. So that's the one thing. And the second thing I wanted to talk about too is I think I mentioned on here a couple times, like, health things have kind of got me down a bit, and I think I want to, I know there's a lot of knitters who use knitting as like meditation on, and for anxiety, to manage anxiety, especially around chronic health issues. And this is partly why I'm bringing this up, because that's what knitting is for me. It's like, it literally saved me. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, young onset Parkinson's disease, in late 2019. So my official diagnosis came in December 2019, and then of course everyone knows what happened in early 2020. So since then it's been like a crazy wild ride, and I'd say it's still new. I'm still wrapping my head around it. But I guess I'm gonna leave it open. I don't know, let me know if you want me to talk about Parkinson's disease. Basically, the very brief summary is it's a neurodegenerative chronic illness that there is no cure for. So typically it's more elderly people who are diagnosed with Parkinson's, and it's really not a fun thing to be dealing with, to be quite honest. So I have young onset because I'm currently 36. I was diagnosed when I was, let's see, 2019, 33, and I've had symptoms since I was in my teens. So it took me a long time to get diagnosed. I have an amazing neurologist now, but the young onset is, you're considered young onset if you're diagnosed before 50. So I'm well within that range, and it comes with a whole other host of issues because I am so young. And I will say the disease is different for everyone. I have my own personal things that I won't go into today, but let me know. Like, I have no problem talking about it, especially if this resonates with anyone, or if anyone's interested or knows anyone with Parkinson's disease. Like, I'm so happy to talk to you. So just shoot me a message, or leave a comment down below. I'll actually leave my, I set up an email address, like it's slowcozy@gmail.com. I'll add that in the description. So if you don't want to leave a public comment and you want to just write me an email, do that too. But I wanted to share that here because it's, knitting is a huge part of how I cope with the diagnosis. So first of all, I'm doing this as a hobby. I knit as a hobby. It's a good way to spend my time, and it helps me maintain those motor skills in my hands, because it can be quite difficult. For anyone who doesn't know, probably the most common symptom of Parkinson's that people recognize is a tremor, so like shaking. Mine's usually in my lower extremities, but I do have a tremor in my hands as well. So it helps me with anxiety. It helps me maintain motor skills. It helps me meditate. Like it's an incredible like therapeutic thing for me. And I'm sharing all that here. So along with the knitting kind of comes the unfortunate part about me not being able to work like a normal, you know, 9-to-5 job. That's why I'm no longer in architecture. That's why I didn't become an architect. And I let that go because it's just not compatible with the way I have to live my life with this disease. So I know this is a little heavy. We'll end on a higher note. I'll talk a little bit more about my trip. But anyone who wants to know more, just let me know, reach out, leave a comment, write me an email. And I promise I will not go this long again without answering comments. And again, I'm so sorry about that. That's just like, I hate that. So anyways, I leave on Wednesday. I am planning on doing some filming. So the next episode will be hopefully awesome. Lots of scenery, lots of me knitting in different places. And yeah, so I'm back at the end of September, and then I'll create another episode for you guys and edit it and upload it. And yeah, so thanks for tuning in. If you've lasted this long, power to you. I really appreciate it. And I also really appreciate comments and likes. It just helps this get seen more. So, and for anyone who subscribed, I should have said this at the top, but thank you for coming by. And yeah, I thank you again, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye.